Good times.
I never got checked for anything, but I did somehow get a diagnosis, which is wild for how old I was. Oh, we're live. I'm so sorry.
And we're live.
Every week, everybody. Every week.
Every week. 3 for 3.
Fun fact this time. I should give a fun fact instead.
Nope. We're doing it live, everybody. Let's go.
We're doing it live. All right. Welcome to Wandering Society and tomorrow on Revelation 3. My name is Sarah. My pronouns are she, they, and I am Sarah of Swords on the internet. And before we get into a recap of last time, which on my notes is just primarily a list of names and I don't have any idea what they are. So we're gonna, starting off strong here. Let's go ahead and go around and introduce the cast. And we will start clockwise on the overlay and start with Alyssa.
Hi y'all, I'm Alyssa. My pronouns are they, them, and you can find me on Twitter at @disasterqueer. I am playing Aubriana Thomas, the freight worker who uses she, they pronouns. Last time, I think I just sort of stole some things from freight. It's fine.
All right. And Ali.
Hi, my name is Raul Alejandro Gonzalez Enriquez, but you can call me Ali or Lycus. My Twitter is Lycus D Stratus. I'm pretty sure. I'm not very good with technology, with social media.
Your Twitter
Anyways.
is Cryptid Delta, Ali.
Right. I don't know. I the username, the tag. I don't know what is what. Anyways, I play Anthony. He's also very bad with technology, and he's a he him. I'm a he him. I always forget to mention that. Anyway, someone else speak.
All right, Katie.
I'm Katie. I use she, they pronouns. I play Alabama Cole, who uses she, her pronouns, and she is a communications administrator who did some good work last time we were together. Like, just got shit done. Very proud of her.
Yeah. And Theta.
Hi, I'm Theta. I use they, them pronouns, and I play Winona Song, who uses she, her pronouns. Winona hung out, I know, with the good Dr. D Stratus, and we talked to a person. We talked to Keisha Washington, I think.
Gave her some dirt.
Yes, about things, about helping her out, and made suggestions.
Yep.
Quotation marks.
And last but not least, Angela.
Hello, viewers. I'll be making this face multiple times throughout this. Not for any given reason. It'll just come up, I'm sure. Hi, I'm Angela. I use she, her pronouns, and the character I'll be playing, Dr. Ana Maria Alvarez, also uses she, her pronouns. She is a healthcare worker, primarily focusing on aspects related to gender healthcare. And she was involved with Alabama Cole in gently, mildly, somewhat threatening an esteemed member of the board into understanding if you want a good legacy, don't fuck with us, kind of. So
it's called teamwork, baby.
It's called gently nudging someone into doing what we want. And as a result of that, we have more people going in favor of the candidate we prefer for them to go to. So that's where she's at. This will be an interesting session, I'm sure, with no repercussions from that action whatsoever.
No, you're totally in the clear. So last time on tomorrow on Revelation 3, that is some weird sentence structure there. We had some people talk to Keisha Washington to give her some dirt on the other candidates. And we had Alabama had a date with Isaac Kirk, who was a candidate running for the board position, and she convinced him to drop out. so that now it's a two woman race between Keisha Washington and Cynthia Cho from Mercy. And Abriana made sure that if Keisha left the position that she's in and went to the board, that, you know, everybody, the workers would still be taken care of. And we ended with Abriana trying to get some dirt on various board members, and finding some drugs. And I don't think we dealt with those.
We sort of did. We had an idea. Because I remember I also blackmailed a man. Or
that's
got
right.
blackmailed by well, honestly, all I did was really give a security guard a B12 shot, and then he gave me some information. Realistically, that's all that really happened.
Yeah.
But the drugs, I believe we did talk about sending them to our office for the healthcare, and having someone print like a shitsy little fake label so that we could report it to the officials.
That's right. Yeah.
Because then it was going to get someone else in trouble.
So before we dive into that, I believe we have 7 board members voting for Keisha. Is that correct?
Sounds right.
Super. I did math correctly. That's awesome. So we have 7 board members voting for Keisha, that you know of, voting for Keisha Washington. It's a simple majority, and there's 21. You're filling the 22nd spot. So there's 21 people in there. So there's just a simple majority. And that math I can't do in my head right now.
We need 4 more people to agree with us.
You need 4 more people. Thank you, Angela. We need 4 more people on your side to agree with you in order to install Keisha in the board. So, would you like to deal with the drugs, or would you like to deal with some more board members, or both?
My mother would wonder how my life has gone, that this is a question that someone is asking me.
I mean, 2 birds with 1 stone, right?
Yeah.
If we deal with the drugs, one board member is potentially removed from the board, or at least
more likely they won't be removed, but simply chastised heavily.
Yeah, it took some wage theft and some serious, digging to get Jackson off the board. So
didn't it take like him stealing money from the company, not him
trying to make a little money on the side? Yeah.
And we don't need her off the board. We just need to threaten her enough that she agrees with us.
Mathematically, this actually would have been easier if there were 3 candidates. Because then you don't have, then at that point, 8 is technically the majority if you split the math. I'm not going to.
I understand your point. However, consider we have already ruined this for ourselves. So let us go with the ruined stance.
Hey, just kill Cynthia and then we're done.
I don't think that's a viable option. I think that's
it's a viable option. Whether it's an advisable option is a different question.
It is a viable yet inadvisable option, because I think at this point it would likely look suspicious to whoever is out there probably looking upon this, to see that one candidate has dropped out, one of them has just gained, I don't know, 6 new people in support of them, and then the final one has been killed just after arriving at the station. They will, I think, pull off the election at that point.
Quick question, both in and out of character, I suppose, because of reasons. The drugs, who were they originally meant for? Like, who actually ordered it? Was it Cynthia?
No, it was a board member named Lily Ross. That's who they were addressed to. So you can assume safely that she's at least part of the drug smuggling operation. Cynthia's from another station. So the fact that, somebody on this station got a shipment of drugs is probably not related to her.
Okay. So would it be more viable for us to, instead of reporting this immediately, maybe getting in contact with the, I suppose, owner of said drugs and offering to not tell anyone if they swing their vote the right way, or suppose the left way?
You can do that.
My question is, what is the likelihood that they would report us for possession of drugs, do you think? And then we would get in trouble instead. Well, you too, because it is in your office.
Well, as long as we have a proper paper trail, not very high, because then that would bring attention to it. And if we have documentation showing, the different labels and all this other stuff, we could really just have them by the what do they say, short and curlies.
What do you
That's a saying, I swear to God.
Okay. What is likelihood then, do you think, that arrests might occur without any true reason?
Well, like you were saying, I don't think there's going to be any arrest regardless. So if there's not going to be actual reprimand
of you two for something completely unrelated to the drugs.
Oh, I won't get arrested.
Okay. What about Dr. Alvarez then?
Oh no, if anything, if there's any malpractice, I'll make sure that it's in the right name. We don't need to bring two doctors down.
Dr. Alvarez is much too skilled to be arrested for something like that. They wouldn't just lock her up when they could keep using her.
There are plenty of skilled doctors. If worst case scenario, they just start bringing in people from other stations or even from Earth.
Wow, I just suddenly felt the full weight of existential, like, capitalist, you are replaceable as a cog in the machine hit me in like full force. Thanks, Data.
You're welcome.
Thanks, bud.
I do love you.
Sure.
A replacement is not an equivalent exchange. I don't imagine they would want to go through the hiring, recruitment, training process all over again. It is surprisingly pricey, and these people are nothing if not frugal. I don't know. I don't want to get rid of this one leverage. If these drugs are a potential asset and we use them as a one shot, try to get this person in some sort of trouble, that's not going to help us. But if we can try to leverage it so that they reluctantly, know that we have them in our pocket with some blackmail, that might be more effective. I'm just suggesting this.
We could do it anonymously.
I also, as much as I don't want to take this route and hate to admit that I can take this route, if something was to go bad, I could just make things disappear.
And this is why you are just one of the greatest.
Okay.
I've never had a friend so influential.
Well, like I said, it's not something I'm proud of. But I can make paper trails go away, and just I can just make things better for us if need be.
Well, right now, do we blackmail them and offer them their drugs in exchange for their support, or do we turn them in? I vote for blackmail.
I'm sort of leaning toward blackmail too.
Okay.
I think we should pursue potential other routes, but blackmail might be one of the better ones as it stands.
Doctor?
Question for GM. What is Cynthia's professed policies regarding drugs and such on the station that we know of?
She hasn't taken a stance on it. But she's come out in favor of the laws and regulations that are currently in existence. She doesn't want to loosen them or tighten the regulations.
Centrist, so useless. Got it.
Yep.
Lazy. Have an opinion. Come on.
And Keisha Washington's?
She is in favor of legalizing kind of the marijuana analog and getting that legal, but has remained suspiciously silent on the other drugs.
Because this is in character. So the thought that occurs to me now is that we just anonymously report that these have been found on the station, like they've been discovered on the station, just mention it to some of the folks, to some of the higher ups. If it comes to be the case that, as we know it is, that likely that one of the board members is involved, they will have to scrutinize more tightly, but as a result of that, that might earn the ire of that might earn Cynthia the ire of them, because Cynthia, by nature of having to save face, will have to double down on that. So that might earn us a board member by nature of, regardless if that board member wants to go in favor publicly of Keisha Washington by nature of what they're doing with the drugs, will actually might steer them towards voting for Keisha Washington. And if nothing else, it'll at least help Keisha Washington have a more staunch position, develop a more staunch position on such things, that other board members who've been hedging their bets on it, it might put them more in her favor as well. Either way, it might be a way of at least either putting more negative feedback, negative reaction towards Cynthia, or giving more impetus to Keisha Washington. That is my thought. If we don't want to go the route of potentially risking my career, as opposed to the other doc's career.
My question, out of character, is there a chance that these drugs are going through a tradesperson?
No, they're addressed specifically to the board member.
Cool.
Okay. With everything in mind, let's go for the less let's go for the less dangerous action. We keep our potential assets, Dr. Iris, safe, and we can still have some effect on the board by having this topic of drug legalization as one of the topics in the coming up debates, which might just naturally lead to organic support of Keisha. Okay.
I was gonna say another question, good thought might be, would these drugs be legal on, I'm forgetting the name of the station, but the station that Alabama is from?
Party station.
The party station.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name either.
Yeah, I was like the party station.
It's just party.
Amsterdam 2.
It's Party City 2.0.
Rogue is the party station. They would be, but they're illegal here.
Okay, how many of the board members do we think are from that station? Do we know?
I don't know.
Is there a chance?
You tell. Yeah, there's a chance that some of them are originally.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually might use my ability to say at least one person is from that station.
Okay.
To just establish that, because if they're from that station and it's legal, they are. And they're legal here.
Okay.
Oh, and that it's not the board member who owns the drugs.
Okay.
I'll just put that as, I was like, wait, clause. Because I think my thing is I know fun facts about the station. So I know that at least one person is from there and it's not, I don't recognize the name.
Okay.
I think that's roughly how that would work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Is that your Jeopardy?
That is my Jeopardy.
Your
Fun
Jeopardy
facts.
skill.
So yeah, I'll also mention that. I'll say like there's at least one of the board members who's from your station. They're not this person, but they're from that station, so they might be a little bit more favorable towards legalization. Just in character. I don't know past that, but we have the board members. I don't know how this works.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that it's Millie Brooks is who's from Rogue.
Bobby Brooks.
Millie Brooks. Yep.
Millie Brooks is a very turn of the century, like 1920s baseball name.
Brooks got a care package when we were looking for dirt. It's very wholesome. And now I'm like, wait, I should have dug into those teddy bears to see, like...
There's drugs in those bears for sure.
That is a hilarious...
We have unearthed something way bigger than the election. We have unearthed a fucking
Wait, we're setting the election aside. What the fuck is going on with these goddamn stuffed bears? What are they stuffed with? Why has no one known?
Nickelback albums.
Nickelback
don't lick one.
Japanese snacks.
There's just a conspiracy board thread. Somebody in our party is just like, okay, we have Japanese snack treats here.
Yes.
Nickelback albums, which are there's a banner of cursed items through which it's being put under, and stuffed drug laundering teddy bears. There's a way to connect all of these.
Listen, I think that smuggling pokey sticks from Earth to space is a great use of smuggling, because pokey, especially green pokey.
All right, so should we let it rip on this plan?
I'm going to side private chat to Anthony and say, like, if we're like anonymously sending a tip, that means the quantities don't have to be equal, right?
Yeah, he responds back, already on it. Do I have to roll against my doctor friend to try and steal some drugs? Like, I don't know if they're paying too much attention to me, but I'm stealing drugs.
Angela, is Anna Maria paying attention?
Alabama has faith in you.
You're okay. You two are both asking the wrong questions. You're asking me if I have faith in him and if I'm paying attention to him. The answer is always no on the former and yes on the latter.
No, it should be no on both so that you have plausible deniability. Take care of yourself.
I'm with a group trying to undermine an official election, determining the future of a space station. We're already in hot water. This is just me casually chucking a heating stone into it.
I mean, that's just Saturday night politics. It's fine. No one's gonna, bat an eyelash at that.
Right. Actually, you know what? You know what it is? I don't think it's that I'm paying attention to Dr. Stratus. I'm paying attention to Aubriana.
Aww.
Killed by Gay. I can't
The
believe
Gay
you
just
used
jumped
this against
out.
me.
Yep.
You come into my household and fell me with my own gay.
Then no, your fellow Dr. Ali is not paying attention to you, so you
Cool.
can.
In my item sections, I'm just gonna write down got drugs.
Cool.
Cool.
Thumbs up emoji.
Is that how I find out? He accidentally sends a thumbs up emoji, and then I see it, and I'm like, "What are you thumbs upping over there?" It's like nothing you need to know about.
All right. Well, then, in that case, I believe I believe Winona, you were gonna print us off a realistically fake enough tag to put over the current tag, so we can make it look like a the whole song and dance.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I'll get on that. Turning in the tip, we should handle that as well soon-ish. We should do this pretty quick succession.
I believe that's supposed to be on me and Dr. Ana Maria.
Current private channels to do such anonymous tips?
Well, I thought we weren't supposed to be anonymous. I thought it was
I thought
the drugs accidentally get sent to us, and then we reported like, hey, these weren't supposed to be here.
I thought we were about to do anonymous. You're speaking and your mic is off.
I'm aware. No, that was intentional.
Oh,
That
okay.
was me mouthing to myself. Damn it. I failed. No, I think we had just said that the hope is anonymous, but if we are still going with that original plan, then that would require at least one of us to mention it, which is perfectly still fine with me.
Yeah. I'm not sure which plan we're going with now, because we've had 3 different plans, and now they seem to be roughly getting mushed into one, and I'm not sure at what point we're going which way.
Are we okay? We are already aware of the drugs. That is a baseline thing we understand. Yes. Are we going with plan 1? The docs, we cannot do this anonymously, will make note of it having gone to our office and report it. Or B, are we going with anonymous tip? Those are the 2 routes I see us having available to us. Which one are we going with, I think, is what we're deciding, so that we make it simplified for all of our sakes, including our GM's sake.
I think the reason we had even gone with send it to the to our office in the first place was to avoid putting pressure on Abriana in the first place, because that anonymous tip would have put her in the line of them in the line of fire due to their position and job. While we would be able to receive these drugs and put in the tip publicly, keeping our reputation solid.
Right.
Okay, I was unsure at the next point if we were going to then anonymously report it, try to bribe this person anonymously, or do whatever that third plan that Dr. Alvarez suggested that I'm very confused about.
Just let's go with the first plan. I think that would be most efficient.
Yes, let's simplify it. We will be taking the risk on fallout from this.
I will be taking the risk.
Well, you will be taking the risk. I will be dealing with the fallout of said risk.
As most of those paperwork, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Every temp worker who ever watches this ever will just look at you with disdain.
I'll sit my power rate and not care.
So I will get started on the label then. And I will, do we have the technology here for that? Wherever we are, we're in their lab, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Do we have the technology for it?
Yeah, you could put a shipping label.
Okay, yeah, I'll try and make it realistically unrealistic, but still realistic, however that will occur.
All right. Roll me. I feel like this should be a technological roll, but it's
probably. Probably technology or mental at this point.
Yeah.
Is it a problem? Is this a problem? Please tell me it's a problem.
I feel like Winona's gonna have better in both mental and technological than I do, but I would like to help Winona by like helping her helping like point out what someone in like the administration would see as fake, you know, like the things that should be on the label.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I know my character should be pretty familiar with what gets passed through and trades, because I do have my thing, like this doesn't apply, but I have like the ability to bribe or intimidate trade people, like, and I work in engineering. So is this technological or mental, and is it probable?
It's technological. And is it what?
Is it a problem role? Like, is it a technological problem?
No, because you're using technology that's already there. That's like there's just a shipping label, you know, kind of like you can go to the post office website and print a shipping label.
Okay. For how much does Alabama's help incur as a bonus?
It's advantage. She
I get to roll 2?
Yeah, you get to roll 2 and take the higher.
Why not? Sorry, I dropped the dice. Okay. That is an 8 total.
Okay. It's it's gonna pass anybody.
I rolled 6s instead. I messed up right there.
Okay.
My brain is not entirely together. Okay, that is so much better. That is an 11 total.
Okay. Same thing. You are. Alabama looks at it and says that it's a good fake, and you are convinced that you've got everything on the label to make it look legit.
Cool. I will hand that off to Aubriana then and say, be careful as fuck.
Did we already move the drugs to the doctor's offices, or what's?
I think we were waiting for the label so that it would look legitimate-ish.
Create the paper trail, because if we give the label while it's there, it doesn't look like it was taken. Weirdly, it looks like, oh no, this was delivered.
Okay, cool. So yeah, then I will, I guess, put the label on and try to move the package from the area it was to like where it would actually get shipped off to Anna Maria and Anthony.
Okay. Roll me technological to see if you can establish a paper trail with this new label.
Can I help by giving like advice before they go off and do it?
Sure. What kind of advice do you give?
I think advice about how the systems work, probably. Like, here's how these systems work, here's how these other ones work, like, here's what can sometimes trigger certain flags.
Okay.
Now, does this count as like reverse pickpocketing? Can I use my sticky fingers trait?
What's it say?
You're good at acquiring things you need, +2 to rolls where you are requisitioning something that wasn't given to you per se, or a station security calls it stealing. I'm like opposite stealing.
You are stealing from someone.
Yeah, you are stealing from somebody.
We are absolutely grabbing something that does not belong to us.
Robin Hood is
not
a thief.
keeping it.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for the advantage, Theta, because I rolled a 4 and a 10. So my total is 13.
Okay. So yeah, you get this thing in the system with a new label with flying colors. Winona had taken the same barcode and information from it so that it was, you scanned the identical code in, and it is fully within the system without any problems.
Perfect. So now we just wait.
Now it's our turn.
Yep.
Ooh. All right. I think once it gets to us, we crack that crate open, peel the label a little bit so it looks like, oh, it was falling off, and make a call while I grab a couple of the drugs for myself. Well, for the patients.
You say this out loud? I thought you were trying to hide it from them.
No. Dr. Stratus, his voice is like this. My voice is much higher.
That's how we differentiate which bad decision is happening in this game.
All right, I guess we're gonna make that call. Who do we call? What's the security?
Station security.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we just put that call in. I don't really deal with them too often, I guess.
It's that guy you gave the B12 shot to.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's got a second job. His first job is protecting Archie Gray, and his second job, like, he takes, a shift or two at station security, or they take a station shift or two at station security. And Kit Cole is the name of the person, and they pick up and say, station security, how can I help you?
So, hi. This is Dr. Stratus from Deck B. I forget, genuinely, as a person.
Oh, yeah. You because you moonlight on all decks, but you live on Deck B.
Right. My offices are on Deck B. We have just received a shipment of rather illicit drugs. We did not order this, and we would like to report it. Trying to get the correct channels to take care of this matter.
Yeah, all right. We'll send someone over. You said they're in your offices?
Yeah, they got shipped to us, and not the greatest with paperwork, so I figured maybe I made a mistake and ordered something. These wouldn't be for medical purposes.
You hear them kind of stifle a yawn. The B12 shot didn't help as much as you as they or you thought it would.
It never does.
Yeah, it never does. They basically say that they'll send somebody over, and be there shortly to collect it.
Okay. For the record, and I don't want to rock the boat, but I do want to make sure things are out in the open. The label, it seems to be peeling a bit, and it seems that originally it was meant for Councilman
Oh yes, Lily Ross. Yes.
I'm so bad with names. I'm really sorry, Sarah.
No, it's fine. I've got a list here myself. And they say in sort of that way that everybody who's bored with their job is like feigned surprise, just so that they can, have a change in inflection. Like, oh, Lily Ross. Yeah. Thank you for reporting this. We'll get on it.
Thank you. Hang up and whatever. Guys, is there any way we might be able to also leak this information on whatever social media there is? I don't really use social media.
I can do that.
All right. Just in case, the police do what police do best, which is nothing.
I can definitely I think like Alabama snaps a few pictures, and Alabama, being the communications expert she is, has of course many sock puppet accounts, and is just going to casually leak some information and pictures about this delivery to Lily.
Beautiful.
How many followers does the sock puppet account that you leak this information from have?
I think that it's not based on the followers. I think that Alabama is just very good at knowing when things are trending and what to tag things and like how to play the algorithm. And that's sort of where where it comes from.
Okay. Roll me social to see how viral this goes.
Of course. It's D4s, right?
D10s actually.
D10. Dice. 12.
Okay. You guys are rolling really well. And it goes.
That was mostly my +7 to social. So
You have a 0?
Damn.
My God.
Look, I have one job and I do it well.
Ooh.
Can I turn my technology to 0 and up my something else?
So it takes a while, but the story eventually goes viral and gets picked up by some of the station's smaller media outlets. And Lily Ross is eventually going to have to address these accusations. Unless, you do something to intervene. Again. Okay.
I have one question. Not about this. This, I feel like we've put a bow on it. I'm so proud of us. But today, how much more of today is there, would you say?
Crap, I don't remember where we left off last session. I'd say it's trending toward bedtime.
Okay. All right. Then there's something I want to do in the morning. I'm not going to worry about it. You have something to say, Dr. Anna Maria? You seem like you had an opinion.
I always have an opinion. Do you know me at all? I have opinions about everything.
Mm-hmm. I'm well aware.
Well, given that I've had them, it's half the reason why you're still employed.
Oh.
I don't think Alabama has anything to do for the rest of the evening except be like eagle-eyed on all of the accounts that she spread the information on. Yeah, she's definitely she's gonna be glued to her phone for the rest of the night. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And when you go to bed, you eventually go to bed. It seems like it's got some traction behind it. There's just some media coverage. It's small outlets, but that's how things get started. Picking it up. All right.
Just gonna see if anyone else wants to do anything. But can I do one thing then?
Sure.
I just want to, I guess, send a message to my bosses saying that things are looking like Cynthia is probably going to lose. And they might want to talk to their board about that.
Okay. You get a message back a couple hours later. It's somebody checking their email right before bed.
I've ever replied. What?
It's a couple hours. It's not instantaneous. It's a couple hours.
No, but we noticed
somebody...
like it's the same day. They didn't wait an entire day. That's weird. Y'all took your email this time. Congrats.
It's sort of like the equivalent of you getting in the morning and you see an email from your boss at like 11:30 at night the night before, and just
I've got emails at 1 a.m. in the morning from my PI, from my lab PI. It's fine. That's
so it's just kind of like that. You don't get the sense that it's just sent because it's urgent. You get the sense that it was sent because somebody was checking their email while they were brushing their teeth and decided to reply.
That's good.
It says, thank you for the information. We'll look into it.
Cool. Fine by me. My only job is to report some information most of the time. Then I'll just I'll check on my cultures or whatever. I probably have some that I need to look at.
I just go to the cafe before bed and I try and acquire a pair of red velvet cupcakes. That's my only last interest.
Aw. You can do so very effectively.
Try and trade with some of whatever the various freight workers who've been coming in and out for some off-world ginger ale.
Nice. You too can do that.
If everyone's putting down their bedtime routine, Antonio's going to do the same as usual. Grab a glass of just disgusting whiskey, sit down in his armchair, and wait.
Put on a Hinder album and vibe.
Just let the good times roll.
You play it. I want it to be that he plays this loud enough that there are noise complaints. I feel like somebody has to call noise complaints.
Noise complaint about Lips of an Angel.
Why do you want to make Anna Maria's life harder? This is not directed at Anthony. This is directed at Theta. Why do you want to make her life harder?
Because I derive enjoyment from causing you stress, Angela, as shown by Saturday.
No, don't worry, Angela. Today's is not one of those nights. Today's a more solemn night. This one's quiet drinking.
Is it? Oh, I was about to say, I was like, what does that mean? Are you listening to Stained in between? Like, it's been a while. What does that mean?
Stained, some puddle of mud, the class.
I would at least respect you if it were puddle of mud. If it's Stained, I'm going to look at you. I'm going to look the other direction whenever we're walking in the same hallway together.
My time in middle school is really helping me out right now.
Yeah. All right. So is your music loud?
No, it's
okay.
It's not.
Okay. So there's no noise complaints that come through because you're not blaring it, but yeah. So it's anyone else have anything they want to do tonight? In game. Okay. So it's the next morning. You still have 7 votes for Keisha Washington that you've secured. You have not secured any others. And you wake up to a news, those of you that tune into the news in the morning, there is a small story on board member Lily Ross, who has been accused of drug smuggling. Among other things that are, just news that it's NPR Morning Edition. And yeah.
We maybe should have played up the tax evasion side of this a little bit more. That would have been a better solution.
Yeah, if they are smuggling, they're not paying taxes on their drugs.
Smuggling is still bad, says the smuggler.
Yeah.
Surely it's something that like Alabama's like you might want a statement from the new board candidates
Um, yeah, I think Alabama is just like that's a good amazing idea, and she's already shooting off emails to the candidates wanting like requesting statements from them about what had happened, like what their stance is on the allegations and things like that.
All right.
I think she also fires off an email to what's her fucking name? Elisa Kirk, because she hates her and wants a statement from her as well. It's like it is drawing up some story like we need a statement, you know, from the head board member,
The board,
you know.
and in
Yeah.
general. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it's morning,
Yep.
I have some things I'd like to do.
Okay.
So what time does Anna Maria usually show up?
He's an early riser.
Right.
Why?
So when you show up, last time you showed up, I was still asleep with like a drink in my hand on the sofa, on the armchair or whatever. When you get there this time, he is fully awake. Like he's been awake for a while. He's been exercising. Like you walk in, he's old man, ripped, shirtless, like doing pull-ups, just like getting ready for the day in an aggressive way. And he sees you come in and he's like, perfect. I've been hoping you would show up. And he drops down, he leans down and grabs like a dumbbell and just starts doing other exercises. Like, all right, so here's the thing. I'm gonna start. I have a big thing to do today. I need your help with something. This is gonna be a little weird. I need you to punch me in the face as hard as you can. Is that you understand? Look. I'm gonna be meeting some people today, and if they see me like this, they're gonna think I'm some sort of houseplant, overwatered and useless. I need to look as tough as possible. I've been getting way too soft lately. He says, like with his coat in the corner covered in blood. Without a doubt, the least put together person on this entire deck. And he just waits.
You know what? This is an above the table comment. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go for this conversation now as opposed to at a later point. So I should know for the record, she came in holding a box that's like very nicely no, she has like if anyone has ever been to LA and been to Porto's Bakery, which is like a really nice Cuban kind of like style bakery that has like guava pastries and things of that sort that are really good. But she has gotten a box and put the very nice velvet cupcakes in them. And she's wearing, of course, a sensible version, but still a clickety-clack version of her heels. So it's audible when she like stops walking in and just listens to all of this. And she like sets down her things. She sets down the cupcakes and she like takes off her glasses. Anthony, I would like you to know something. You, without a doubt, among any person on this station, have caused me the single highest workload of anything I've ever had to be involved with.
Correct.
Do you understand what that stack of papers on your desk means.
Believe their reports of something. Haven't really paid attention.
Malpractice accusations.
Well, I am certain, I'm 100% certain that I did the medicine correctly.
Yes, you did. And if you are not as brilliant as you are, I would have personally overseen the case to have you thrown out of here for the sheer fact that you caused me so much work to do.
Okay.
However, you are an absolute sweetheart of a man. And in very measured occasions. And it is because of that that I'm willing to believe the best in you, despite all evidence, towering though it may be to the contrary. So let me say this as gently as I can. She cups your face in her hands. I am not punching you in the face.
Would it change your opinion if I told you it was to go see my family? Listen, they can't see that I've gotten soft. And honestly, Doctor Anna Maria, I am sorry for the extra work I've given you. I just having you as a partner in this endeavor, medically and otherwise, has allowed me to feel secure in giving the health care that I provide to people. I don't think I'd be able to do this without you, and I know I wouldn't. And I'm sorry that has caused you so much trouble. I swear, do my best to yell at people 70% less. I won't lie to you.
You ever seen on a reality TV show when someone goes in for a big wind up slap and it ends up doing a 360, when they don't hit someone? It's basically one of those right across the face.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think you do that, and he turns a little bit. He's like, all right, I think that might be a black eye pretty soon. Thank you.
If you, I am planning to go try and see Aubriana today. Would you like me to bring them to doubly ensure that you have what you want?
And he's just like, nah, I think this will do. And then he pulls out his scalpel, and that'll do. Just a little nick. All right. Oh, I'm gonna go see my sister. And he claps you on the shoulder and grabs his coat and stuff and walks out the door.
The bloody coat?
Oh yeah, 100%. He has 3 bloody coats. He grabs the bloodiest one.
Why does he have 3 bloody coats?
Laundry dude.
Well, the thing is, he had he had 3 coats, good coats, and then one got bloody, so he used the other one and didn't care about fixing the other one because he got another one, and then that one got bloody. He's like, fuck, I'll grab my last one, and then that one got bloody, and then he went to fix the first one, but it was so old and stained that he couldn't get the blood out anymore.
No matter how old and stained something is, you can always get the blood out. You need white soap and some shout.
He didn't put money in for the shout.
gonna put a pin on that comment from Theta because I have questions.
Fun fact.
Fun fact from Theta: if you ever need to get blood out of something, normally white soap will work. However, white soap and shout will always work. You put the shout on, you scrub it nice and hard. Then after that, you do some rounds with the white soap with cold water. Never warm water. Warm water sets stains.
This is an Angela question. Why are you trying to effectively be the medical version of Berserk? You shouldn't. You should not be striving to be like a man who literally carves through demons. Your appearance should not be similar to said person, and yet you're doing that.
Angela, think about why I would need to know how to get blood out of literally anything.
No, this was a statement about Anthony,
okay.
not you. I just assume you know how to kill people, and I will discover that how many people you.
I have yet to kill anybody, despite popular belief.
The word is yet.
Yet.
The key term in that statement is yet.
I know someone's doing some very heavy lifting, but I have not killed anyone.
I can agree with that statement. Anthony approves. Anyways, yeah.
Do we want to move on from us to something?
Yeah. So after that Theta fun fact, and while Anthony is walking through the station completely covered in bloody clothes, and not conspicuous at all, what is Alabama doing?
She's probably staying on her phone most of the morning, like just observing everything, been very quiet about it. And I think that she has probably been like, I don't think that Alabama has like an office to herself. I think she's more like just in the main area of everything happening. So I think that she's been sort of walking up and down the hallways in the administration offices, sort of like ears open, listening if she hears anything, trying to pick up on any gossip, trying to see if anyone has anything to say about Lily. She's not bringing it up herself because she doesn't want to like put herself in that position. She doesn't want to get stuck in, that maybe she had something to do with it. But like if someone brings it up, she's definitely just like sidling a little closer, sipping her little water next to the water cooler and listening, and reporting anything interesting that she might hear back to the group. She also probably sent a message to check in on is his name Isaac? Was that his name?
Yeah.
Katie's already forgot. Was not that important. Probably sent a message to check on him and make sure that he's like still kicking after getting him very drunk and making him drop out.
Yeah, so the what you hear as you are walking down the hallway is the chatter is all about Lily and the drugs and Isaac dropping out. Those are the two things that you hear, and some commentary on like the trashy reality show that happened last night. That's somebody got voted out of the house that was a surprise.
Do I sense any or hear any like specifically any like anger from Elisa Kirk? If she's even around, like, I mean, there's a very good chance she could just not be in the office, but that would definitely have Alabama listening.
Yeah, Elisa's presence she's not there, and that's conspicuous because she's usually an early riser, an early bird like you, and is always in the office before everybody, all the other board members and all that, and she is not there today, and that absence speaks very loudly as to what she's probably doing or her current mood.
Okay. would Alabama possibly know the place where Elisa like stops for coffee on the way to the office?
Roll me social.
9.
Yeah, you know this. So you've seen her with the coffee cup that's got the cafe label on it every day. Every day she comes in with a cup from this place.
Okay, so Alabama is going to go there and order herself a cup of tea and sit and wait and see if she comes across Elisa.
Okay. All right. So while you're waiting, Aubriana, what are you doing? You're yeah. Huh. There we go.
Okay. Aubriana is mostly like actually doing their job, but is also sort of talking to the other like freight workers about like what had happened, and especially people that she knows are involved in smuggling. Like, wow, this seems like someone really fucked up, huh? Like, do you know anything about what's going on here?
All right. And your fellow freight workers agree with you that somebody's super fucked up here, but they don't know. Nobody's volunteering anything, and if they did, then that would be suspicious because you guys are responsible for the fuck up. So everybody's just in awe of how disastrous that went.
Good.
And Winona, what are you doing?
Oh God. I think Winona's probably mostly doing her job right now.
Okay.
Because she should do that sometimes. I think she's also listening to rumors, and I think she's actually going to check in with Alabama and see if either Cynthia or Keisha has replied, and if she needs anyone to help out with that to get statements.
Yeah, did I ever get statements from them?
A pop interview or anything?
The statement you got from Cynthia was one of just generic, we need to look into this further. It's distasteful that we have another board member bringing drugs aboard the station, but, we're hesitant to accuse her before it's been fully investigated. It's very generic and very non-committal. And from Keisha, it's a little more, it's still very politically phrased, so that you kind of have to read it 3 or 4 times to get to figure out what it actually says. But it takes a little bit of a stronger position, saying, we need to weed out corruption at the highest levels. And, if Lily is really responsible for bringing drugs aboard the station, then, that's something that needs to be investigated with the full force of the law. And she would need to be removed if found guilty. So hers is a little more strong.
Yeah, I think before Alabama makes like the official announcement with the statements, she forwards them to Winona, so Winona can read them.
Yeah, Winona's gonna apply like this. Okay, this could go either way. I think we were hoping for Keisha to be in favor of legality and regulation, correct?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, that's not this. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. Have fun. I've got a job to do.
Yeah, Alabama will post them in an official capacity.
Cool. All right. And with that, before we get back to Anthony and his bloody coat and his sister, which he got himself beat up for some reason, we are going to go to break. So we will see you in a few minutes. Everybody take care, and we will be back in a few. There we go. Let's pop back in. And hi, we are live again, and came into me being muted and saying I'm muted. So that's stellar. Haha. But I believe we left off with Anthony and his bloody lab coat and black eye and self-inflicted scalpel injury over his other eye, like, because that's hardcore. Walking down the station to meet his sister. So let's pick up there.
For the record, it's just a nick, but that area of the face bleeds a lot. That's all it was for.
All of your face bleeds a lot. The face bleeds a lot. Head injuries bleed a lot.
Yeah, but it bleeds more than like the cheeks, just because it doesn't matter. Anyways, so as he's walking his way down, he takes off his bucket hat that he wears and like stuffs in his pocket and takes out his contact lenses because he has contact lenses to change the color of his eyes for reasons. And he goes back to his natural, they're kind of like a yellowish brown. They're not particularly pretty. They're just, that's what his color is, versus the more amber, almost reddish hue of the person of his usual day to day. Yeah. I guess he heads home. And I don't know how much of this you want me to tell you about
yeah, let's talk about it. Where is home? What does home look like? And why are you headed there?
All right. So home is deck F all the way to the bottom. And what home really is a mafia-esque group that he calls led by his sister. And he's coming home to, well, trying to get a little help, letting him know that he's got some things going on and that they might affect her businesses. So yeah, I think he I think the actual place that they stay is about as nice as it gets for deck F, maybe like jerry rigged in ways to make it more fancy on the inside.
Okay.
And as he's coming in, like he's met with guards almost who come right up to him like, oh, what the hell are you doing here? Like I'm not gonna get, kicked out or attacked, but they're not too happy with my decision to leave.
All right. And does your sister call you by your real name, or does she call you Anthony?
She calls me by my real name. Okay. For pronunciation's sake, it is Jaime.
Jaime? Okay. And you make your way back there, and she notices you. You make your way through a few rooms of guards, and she notices you and goes, Jaime, how nice of you to come down here and see all of us.
Hey, Isa. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has.
Well, it looks like you're doing great. The family's thriving.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you don't. You're not here for smart. You don't want any small talk. I get it. I just wanted to let you know that there are some things happening in the upper decks regarding the council, and I figured the families might be interested in having a little more say in that. At least our family should.
We've noticed some Angela's face. We've noticed some things moving Did not know you were involved with it though.
Yeah. So I'm sure you heard with Keisha, she's trying to run for offices, while one individual from the lower decks might not be particularly helpful in the council, being the primary physician for a surprising number of them. I can tell you a number of those seats will be opening up in the next few years. And I'm hoping that we might be able to start slowly controlling the direction.
She dismisses the guards that she has, the other people that she has around, and when the room is just you two, she's kind of puts her chin on her hands and goes, "Oh, let's talk."
All right. And for the sake of brevity, I fill around just like kind of what I've done. I try to leave out the names of any of my compatriots.
Okay.
So yeah, I've got some contacts with some of the board members. We have 7 of them, more or less confirmed, leaning towards Keisha, and a couple more that we might be able to sway before then. I don't know if you have any direct contacts you might be able to lean on. But other than that, one thing that we might have an opportunity here, and it's been a while, so I was hoping this might go some way to mending our fences. You might be able to have more opportunities to get in contact with Keisha and maybe make sure that she is willing to communicate with, the families of Deck F.
It's an interesting thought. You mentioned that there are going to be some further openings on the board in the next few years. I was not aware of any retirement plans.
Well, one of the elder statesmen of the council, and for the record, he does look painfully upset with himself about most of this, but his heart medication isn't quite as effective as it should have been.
You wouldn't have anything to do with that, would you?
I mean, how could I? I just make the prescription, right?
The less I know about your activities, the better.
Exactly. So, can I ask you for one other favor? One favor in exchange for. There's a companion that I have, and I feel it might be useful for them to have maybe a accessible. And my sister knows I'm not great with technology, so she's just kind of like, what the fuck is he trying to say? Some sort of portable computer that maybe can't be traced to them. And for the record, I want to cash in my capital to try and get a completely clean or sponged tablet or something that I can get for Winona. Something that like maybe rewrites the IP address whenever it's used so that it can't be traced to anyone specific.
Okay. Let's see. Hang on, let me check the.
So how's everybody doing?
I'm actively
Been seeing a
plotting
lot
the
of
death of a
faces.
man.
You're actively making decisions that make me feel less bad about certain decisions I know I'm making.
That's fair.
I'm actively ready to kill you.
Oh, this
That's
is so
fair.
bad. That is, you're making decisions, and I would say things about
You are
them that I'm
going
not
to
gonna.
disappoint your space daughter so much. I want you to know that. Have that on your conscience.
I think
Oh, he does. He does.
doesn't. I'll ask this later.
All right. Anthony, roll me social and cash in your cultural capital and add
Cool.
that to your roll.
There you are. All right. So I add my social capital to my base social number, right? Is that the way that works?
Yeah. So you add the both the social and cultural capital to your roll.
All right. So I rolled a 6 for a total of 9.
Okay.
Is that good or bad?
Well, she is your sister. And
Is that good or bad?
You tell me.
I if you're willing to let me decide, I think that she, despite being disappointed, loves me dearly.
Yeah, she does. She's very. She doesn't show it, but she does love you. You're her brother, and she cares about you. So a 9 is enough to succeed, and she does procure you a clean tablet that is untraceable.
Right. Thanks. If the family ever needs anything, you know.
We know where you live.
It's been a while, but I love you.
Love you too. Now get out.
Yep. He dips the fuck out. Contacts back on. Bucket hat back on with his fired up. You guys have no idea how proud I am watching all of your faces react.
Yeah, I was so entertained by that, especially Angela.
Angela was like, well, I guess I don't have to go Antony, but now I do. Now I do.
Guess we just gotta take him down. Only one of them cracked shit.
What do you think she's, if it comes to the state of him needing to die, that she's going to involve any of you in this?
It might be useful.
No. He goes down by my hand if I have the means of doing it. This is an Angela related thing, not a Anna Maria thing, because Anna Maria doesn't know any of this. So Angela has to deal with the conflict, the internal conflict and turmoil of knowing this information.
Ah.
All right. So while this is happening, and so we have the responses from Keisha and Cynthia about the, drug accusations against Lily Ross. And we have Aubriana and Anna Maria working. And Angela, if you were recovered enough from that, what are you doing?
He was actually going to make a trip down to C deck today.
Okay.
So C deck is a lot of the artists kind of district and stuff. She was actually going to try and go to a specific spot. It tends to do workshops on writing and also like occasional like landscape kind of work. It's a weird kind of mix because actually thinking about landscapes and space is a weird one, but folks make do. Folks are creative. She was going to go visit her mother actually.
Okay.
And then also try and make a trip down to F to see if she could see Aubriana afterwards as well.
Okay.
But yeah.
Was it just a social visit with your mom?
It was with mom, it was partially a social visit. And
Okay.
with Aubriana, it was a social other business.
Gay business?
I mean, gay. I'm not going into detail on gay business.
No,
I don't know what the nature of gay.
What I so your visit with your mother goes well, and she's in good health.
Yeah.
I
think she would ask if her mom has heard any news about her dad over in F block. Because her dad, for context, her dad used to be an engineer up in one of the higher decks until he took the fall for something in order to make sure that like I and my mom will be taken care of. And we haven't really seen him since. So kind of like the corrupt nature of any sort of power in the station, she has a deep visceral hatred towards any body of power that would like make use of folks in that way. But she's just asking about her dad mainly.
Yeah, I saw him last week. I went to go visit him and he's doing as well as he can, I suppose.
How's this health holding up? I haven't been able to make as many trips down there to check in.
It's good. You know, his heart isn't as strong as it was, but he's holding on there.
Okay, I'll see if I can work out some time to try and get more to him. My rounds are kind of complicated lately with everything going on and a few other things that are happening. Anthony's work has kind of carried over into my workload as well.
Oh, that boy.
He has a good spirit. I'm buried beneath a lot of forced masculinity.
You soldier it well.
I wish I didn't have to, but sometimes it's...
I wish you didn't either, but...
pulls out the box and is like, shows the pair of cupcakes. One of them she hands over to her mom. I know it's been a while and I didn't really get to do anything for your birthday, but here, I found one. The other one, unfortunately, I can't give to you. I am saving it.
Aww. And she looks at it and wow, that thought just completely flew out of my brain.
That happens.
That was impressive.
It's a very rich red velvet cupcake. It tends to, it has frosting and all the little decoration patterns and all of it. It is peak
decadence. Yes. She takes a look at it. She takes it from you and her eyes kind of shine. And she says, thank you. That's very sweet. I appreciate it.
It's what I could find. Sometimes I kind of have to scrounge around for a bit to try and find before people get to them, but I managed to get a really nice one this time.
I'll enjoy it.
Yeah. The other one's for a friend.
Friend or friend?
The latter.
You'll tell me about them if it becomes anything. Yes.
I think because it's her mom, I think she like gets, it's the only person she gets flustered around, like the only one who breaks the put together facade, and she's just like attractive freight worker, built as fuck. Bit on the morally dubious side, as far as I can tell, but when has that ever been a bad thing?
They sound lovely.
Well, I hope they might think the same of me.
Well, if this cupcake is as good as it looks, then I think you'll win a few points from them.
She has that panic and gay face that happens on occasion, and then like gives like a big hug, thanks mom, and then like starts probably a crowd starts gathering for a workshop or something. My mom's a busy type, and she starts heading down to try and see Ariana.
Okay.
All the while probably having to dodge a lot of like shipping stuff that's happening on that deck because she's still not used to moving around there yet as often as she visits.
Yeah. You avoid getting kneecapped by any conveyor belts and boxes and things like that, but it's close a few times. And Abriana, you see Anna Maria coming toward you.
Well, I wasn't expecting you to come down again so soon.
It's to see you, so I'm always happy to come down for whenever I can. It's don't saw that laugh. Don't, damn it. Brought you something?
Thank you. Here, let me. And they sort of like, I don't know, put down whatever they're doing and sort of shuffle Anna Maria off to like a little secluded corner, like the first time they ate together. And then they pull something out of their giant reinforced cargo pockets that I've decided their like freight worker uniform has. And just like, I actually found something for you too. And it's like a bottle of like ginger ale. And they're like, this is from one of the other workers, but they got it on Mercy. It'll probably go really well with whatever's in this box.
I mean, it's entirely yours to enjoy.
Oh, no. I mean, you should...
Trust me, I'm sure I could figure out a way to get more of it. I brought this for you. Just you. She's like doing the I'm trying to say I like you without saying I like you.
Yeah, unfortunately. Maria saying that is like twinges. Aubriana's like, oh yeah, no, of course she could get more of these. She's like a doctor up on those high decks. Like, she can get whatever. Why would she need to share with me? So Aubriana's just like, oh, yeah, no, thanks for thinking about me.
I think about you a lot, to be fair.
You do?
Well, yeah, the only other thing that would get me to come down here would be concerns for like medical related work. Otherwise, there's not a lot of good associations with here.
Down here, I'm not worth that.
Well, of course you are.
Here, you should take this. And she sort of just like shoves the bottle at you.
It's one of those where she's been like looking down a little bit. So it's just like almost like does a clink on her teeth. And she's like, okay. And she like pulls out, I think it's like a end of a keychain that has what looks like a super faded like bottle opener. Like, like if it was like a silver coated silver coloring at one point, it is no longer that anymore. It is rusty as shit and it is faded. Like one of those that she probably should have replaced ages ago. She's like fussing with the bottle, and she like has like slight tremors with doing it because she occasionally has just reactions to different things. And she's like, I can't hear you.
Oh, God damn it. Abriana is just like fiddling nervously at the end of the box and just sort of like just tearing it into shreds. There's like an angry looking robot scuttling around their feet, like sweeping away all of these paper shreds. They're just like, did you need anything, or was this just a social visit? I mean, it's really, really nice to see you. I love seeing you. But is there something I can do for you?
It's mainly social. I wanted to make the time to come and see you.
Your time is worth so much more than coming down here.
There's like a slight rechanneling of the persona she normally has in work. She's like, number one, I don't have rounds for at least another 30 minutes. Number two, you are worth any of the time that I have free in order to come down here because you are you. And number three, I was taking a visit anyways to see my mom earlier, and I had two of these, and one I had to give to her because I hadn't seen her in a while and it was her birthday, and the other one I was like, who else is important, who's worth taking the time to give something that's nice to?
Abriana is fully like wide eyes, like staring up at you.
Right, because you're much shorter than I am. I keep forgetting. Oh no.
And so she says, I don't mean to be forward, Doc Alva, but that, I mean, important how?
You're among the folks who've made me realize the kind of people I'd like this place to take care of. I could say like, yeah, it would make my job a lot easier with work and stuff. I feel like I could say it would mean Anthony and like all the other folks who are involved would have an easier time, and that's true. But no one ever really does a big move unless they have a personal motivation. Is at least I'm finding that most of the time. But if I have to think about what's best for other people, like I usually do, I'd rather it be for the kind of people who I think matter to this place. There's folks like Keisha who there's a spark of hope there. There's folks like my dad who went against being up in the decks and decided, no, I'd watch out for my kid and my wife at the cost to an entire living situation that he didn't need to say no to. And there's folks like you keep this place running, whatever you need to do that. I trust you. Could easily have made a lot of things harder for us too. And as much as anyone tries to put saying we have power up here, we do. We have access, but that's not the same thing as power all the time. But I don't know. Maybe some of that is just me not wanting to admit how much I have to lose here. But if you're willing to be someone who's willing to lose stuff with me, I would like that.
More to lose than I do, but if that's a chance that you'd want to take, I mean, I don't see why, but and they sort of reach out like box to one hand and like reach for your hand.
I think she puts one hand like over that hand, and then she, if it's okay, she puts the other hand like underneath, like on the side of your face. It's like, let me ask you sincerely, what makes you any less worth it than me?
Anyone could do what I do. You're incredible. I mean, obviously like the medicine and the doctor training, but just the way you deal with people, the way you talk to your patients and deal with everything that Anthony throws at you. You're just, and I mean, the way that you stop and think about other people who are below you, the fact that you're willing to come down here and see me and share snacks, and that you'll enjoy whatever random bobs that I can bring from other stations. I just...
So you take time out of a busy work life that's stressful and straining, for someone from an upper deck who, for all you know, couldn't give more than 2 fucks about you. How are we not equal on what we're doing in this?
Apriana does not have a good rejoinder for that, so with permission, they will go up tippy toes and like just be like, go in for a kiss.
And ships up sailing.
Yeah, she leans back into it.
Yeah, it's extremely unstable. Like, she has to lean her whole body into her, I think, because, again, cannot overstate how small.
Small, squat, and buff is Avriana's status.
Yes.
And Maria, tall, clickety-clack heel shoes and moderately put together. No longer now, because the obvious.
Yeah. And Abriana will like pull away and do the like, oh, sorry, I got some, but was that okay?
Yeah. More than okay. She like bends down and like gives you a kiss on the forehead. It's very gentle and sweet. Also, truth be told, you're one of the only other people who gives me the patience to help deal with Anthony. I do truly love that man, and I do honestly want to believe he has our best interests at heart. He just does not know how to be around people.
You know, you all say that. I don't know. I find him really easy to talk to. You know what you're getting with him, you know? He's like really straightforward about who he is.
I appreciate you, Alyssa. This is not a to Abriana. This is a to Alyssa comment. Thank you for this. I think she says, I imagine if he keeps anything close to the chest, he has his reasons, like any of the rest of us do.
And I mean, I recognize that who he is creates a lot of work for you.
It's appreciate it. I appreciate that. Not everybody does.
But I know that you said that this cupcake is just for me, but would you want to have dinner or something later?
Sure.
Just gay blushing.
Gay blushing. Yeah. Scene ends in the best way possible, except for like a tiny note of like, it's like, watch your head, like nearly clunks into like a railing going by, or like a giant like shipping package. I'm just like, shit. We can continue with the game now. I'm good.
We're all
That was
good.
wonderful. Okay. And so while that beloved gay adorableness was happening, Alabama, what are you, or what is everybody else doing, or wanting to accomplish?
Has Elisa come to the cafe at all?
She actually, yeah, we'll cut in as she walks in.
I think Alabama lets her order her drink and everything, like, and then just
It is one of those things where she orders and like the label is this long, you know, of what she wants to do.
I can't judge because that's my real life order. Alabama gives her time to order, and then she sort of like like nonchalantly sidles up, like she's looking at the pastries on display or something, and she's like, "Oh, Miss Kirk, it's good to see you." I spoke right as Sarah was taking a drink. I planned it.
She turns to you and goes, Alabama, right? Cole?
Yeah. We were getting worried about you in the office. Usually you're there before almost anyone, and and she's like looks at her watch and just gets a little closer to lunch.
Yes, well, I've had an eventful morning. Let's just
I
put
hope
it that
everything's
way.
all right.
Well, except for my son dropping out of the board member race. It's peachy keen.
I heard about that. Any reason why he made that decision?
None that flies with me.
Well, sorry that happened. Maybe he just felt that he wasn't ready for the responsibility. It's a lot to spring on someone.
It is, and I think he was ready for it, but apparently he is not. I'm sorry, did you want something?
Oh, no, I just like I said, we were worried about you, and I just happened to be here and saw you come in, thought I would check up. You know, I like to make sure everyone is doing well in the office.
Well, I thank you for that, and you've done an admirable job of it. You can stand down now, and I'm fine, and I will be in the office shortly.
Well, it was lovely to see you. I hope that your morning, afternoon goes better than your morning did.
I do too.
Will there be a meeting about the allegations that came out this morning?
Yes, I'm sure there will be one. But we'll leave that for station security to investigate before making any moves if necessary.
Of course. I was just hoping that we get it nipped in the bud. We don't want any undue stress on the administration.
No, there's already enough.
Yes.
I agree.
All right. Well, it was lovely to see you. Enjoy your drink. I'll be in the office. And Alabama just like awkwardly walks away with her own drink.
Yeah, and at that point, the barista calls Elisa's name and she gets her drink, and she follows you out, but she's not following you. She's just, exiting the coffee shop and heading to work. And you hear her on the phone. You don't hear actual words, but you hear that she's just agitated with somebody. And you can, you pick up words like Isaac and disappointed, and she's very much, you don't hear the whole half of the conversation, but you are convinced that she's kind of cutting into her son here again.
Alabama has a surprisingly no guilt. She's been around Anthony way too long. And she just chin high is heading back to her desk to keep up observing everything that's going on. She probably has notifications set to any responses on these statements and things like that. She's just definitely not focusing on her actual work. She's focused all on this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep, wait on.
Cool. I want to do two things. I want to check, have I had any further updates? Have they seen the news? I mean, I'm guessing people are trying to keep the news. Have my bosses seen the news though?
Yes, they have, and there's been no. It's one of those things where whoever, if Lily gets kicked off the board, it will affect them, but until that point, you're sort of in the bioengineering is kind of separate from the political aspects of things. So it's the talk of the office right now, but your bosses haven't said anything directly about it.
Okay, so my bioengineering bosses haven't. My other bosses haven't either.
Who are your other bosses?
We talked about the ones who I keep asking questions of.
Oh, hang on.
That was quick. I was very confused for you.
Ada needs to remind Sarah which shady shit is happening on this
occasion.
occasion.
There's so much shady shit in here.
Yes, I'm so sorry. Because they're the ones we've been talking about, I think, the most. Because we're generally not worried about bioengineering people, because she's like, I know that no matter what, they're probably just going to keep their order of operations. Maybe we get a little bit of funding cut.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot about this.
I just find it very funny because Now
things are so much clearer. I have found the message. So it is, it's the talk of the office, and your other bosses have sent you a message to hang on,
because they were the ones who told me support Cynthia.
Okay, so full disclosure, I totally did not. Yeah, they're the ones who told you to support Cynthia.
We talked about that last session.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
It was so fun. That is completely understandable. There's so much going on.
There's so much happening here.
And it's been 2 weeks since we last played.
Yeah. So your other bosses send you a message and say, have this, they sent you a message basically saying, have the allegations of the drug smuggling looked into sooner rather than later. So arrange for that.
Oh,
they want you. They just want you to arrange for it to be investigated. They don't want you to investigate, but just somehow make it a bigger deal than it is, so that it gets on. The station security is more inclined to look into it.
Do they want it to go one way? Or they just like have people look into it?
Yeah, they just have people look into it.
Okay. Cool. Because I was gonna do one thing, but I think this changes that a little bit. I think we'll send us text to the group and say we should try and see if we can get this done, like get it to go a little bit faster. It might be in our best interests to have this handled before the board can vote. So, I mean, they might delay the vote until after these allegations occur, but it might be just better to have this go faster so Cynthia doesn't have time to gain more traction and support. Yeah. And I think actually she might try to schedule a meeting with the old dude. I'm forgetting his name.
The old Nickelback dude?
No, the other one who has like other people with him. He's like old.
Oh, Finn Kelly.
Why are we classifying people like this? The old Nickelback dude? No, the old one.
There's old.
There's the old Nickelback.
Back old.
There's nepotism lady. There's drug lady.
This just sounds like one of those boards where you introduce someone to like, hey, name everyone in this series but you've never watched any aspect of it. I'm like, old dude who looks like a guy from Nickelback, nepotism lady.
They've got so many names and I don't remember them, so I just like remember their defining character trait.
That's what I do as a real human man, to talk to human people. So
listen, I don't remember names even in real life. I remember people by random things like I did this thing with. It works most of the time. But no, I think Winona is going to be like, Ken, hi, I'm Winona. I think have we met before? Have I met him before? Would I have met him before? Is that probable or not probable?
Did you two?
I didn't meet him the last time.
Right, because that was Alabama and Anna Maria.
Yeah, but he's been around for a while.
He's been around forever.
Because you mentioned that like he's one of the more powerful members of the board and he's been around for fucking ever. So like, yeah. I don't know if I would have like met him. Maybe I don't think so. But
in passing. So
like a shitty vid call or something is what.
Like a shitty vid call, or at a party that you both were like tangential invites to, or something like that. So you've crossed paths with him before.
A very annoyed child who didn't want to be at a party. Yeah, I'll be like, hi, this is Winona Song. I was wondering if you would like to have lunch, I guess. Yeah, let's go with lunch or sit down and talk sometime. It's been a while since we've talked, and it would be nice to talk to somebody who I guess is familiar with Earth culture. Let's go with that.
Oh, it's been a while since I've gotten a chance to talk about Old Earth. So yeah, I have an opening today.
I'll take it then.
Lunch. All right.
talk to you then. I'll just drop that in my calendar and be like, yay.
And
And I'll reply to my bosses, I'll do something.
okay.
I don't say I'll do something. I make it sound nicer than that.
Yeah, you phrase it in such a way that is
flattering and not insubordinate. To avoid that.
I'm just taking notes on this so I don't forget it. I don't forget your second bosses at all.
Second bosses.
Going forward.
It's fine. It's been so busy these past 2 weeks, I think.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're so fine.
Oh, do you want to speed it up? So, I mean,
yeah.
Are we trying to, like, reveal that Cynthia's corrupt and then the rest of the board's corrupt, and so all the other board members will vote for, like, Keisha because they don't want to be grouped into this other corrupt group? Was that...
I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Winona?
Winona's just saying, let's try and see if we can hurry up the investigation because, like, we don't want it to drag on, probably.
Yeah, no, and Aubriana's just, like, trying to, like, clarify, like, why do you care if it drags on?
I mean, if it drags on, then we don't know what the situation is going to look like. We don't know if Cynthia will gain more popularity. She might... The longer she's here, the longer the board has a chance to get to know her, and the longer she has to integrate herself with them, and therefore potentially swing some of those votes that are currently Keisha's, or at least gain a stakeholder on the majority, considering she is of the establishment.
I think you get a message from Alabama that says, "Don't worry, got it under control."
I love you, Alabama. Is what Winona replies.
I'm going to forge a message from don't react that way, Angela. I feel guilty. Katie feels guilty.
Why does everyone feel bad when I show a sign of disappointment in their actions? How did I end up Team Mom again?
I want to make you proud.
I don't feel bad when you're disappointed in my actions.
Oh well, I
feel pretty great about
whether
it, actually.
Or not I'm indifferent in your case because we have a mutual understanding of enmity.
Yeah.
Alabama is going to forge a message from the desk of Elisa Kirk to the security, whoever is investigating this this situation. Gist of it is, hurry up, don't make any mistakes, and somehow like implying to actually do it by the books.
Oh, baby's first crime.
This isn't the first crime.
The title of today's episode is
crime.
The title of today is Be Gay, Do Crime.
Yep. Roll me social. Actually, no, roll me technological because this is
social. I think it should be social there.
I feel like it should be technological.
This is a you're forging stuff.
You're forging a document.
Thing. You're forging a document, and it's into your it requires knowledge of the station's operations. You need to know who it goes to and all that.
I didn't roll that bad, so that was a 10. I rolled a 7.
10? Okay, a 7.
Yeah.
I
have a 3. I have a 3 in technology.
3 in technology.
Yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't. You've not forged documents before. So it Wow, again, thought just out of brain. It's been a day, y'all. So you've not forged anything before, but you know Elisa's tone. And it is definitely, you definitely capture her voice just in the memo, and you use some of your connections to she used some of your connections to find out the investigating detective into the drug charges and send it off.
Yeah, Alabama doesn't elaborate on how she's handling the situation to the group, but just leaves it at that she's got it under control. She doesn't want to be judged.
should I add to this? Is there this partially feels like an in and out of character question. Does anybody want me to add to this? I feel like we've already
join the club.
I mean, might as well join the crime club.
Fun. I'm not technically committing crimes, but it's fun.
We're currently operating at a velocity of opening a Pandora's box, opening an entryway to the realm of chaos, and letting Armageddon approach. So I don't mind adding in one more. I just want to know, are we okay with me potentially adding more pressure?
I am.
Do it. Go wild.
Okay.
Remember what I did earlier? Do whatever you want.
Yeah. Have fun. This is fun, obviously. I mean, you like causing chaos, don't you?
I made this character to try and be better than my usual impulses, is the problem.
This character is better than my usual impulses, so.
Same, actually.
Okay, I will also, Dr. Hannah Maria will also in the chat say, I will also go forward with something that I think will give the most official means of putting pressure on the board to make a decision regarding this, regarding the status of like Cynthia Nixon and such, because GM, in my official capacity, is it possible to pen a memo on behalf of like speaking from an entirely medical perspective, the possibility of the presence of these illicit materials pose a potential threat in terms of issues of addiction and also narcotic spreading across the board. And unless we get a proper like determination from the board regarding whether or not any of these are of a legal status and whether or not the board themselves is de facto giving approval of the distribution of these materials by not being more loose with rules or hard line, there is going to be some potential issue in terms of how well the doctors can work. Can I put pressure on them that way? Basically just being like, hey, we need to like, this is a threat to the station, not because I actually think it's a threat, but more just it can pose a threat to folks by nature of how well we're going to know how to do our jobs. It's a job concern issue.
Yeah, you can do that.
Do I need to roll anything for that? See, I told you it's more chaos, but it's official chaos.
Roll. That is a social roll.
Okay. That is a social roll. Perfectly happy to do that one. I don't suppose no learning curve or keep your cool works in this one, correct? Because one applies in high pressure situations when things get heated, and the other one is doing something I haven't done before. But
have you ever written a letter to the board before?
I don't know if it's ever been to the board. It's probably been like official things, like just for the equivalent of whatever intergalactic conferences are, but I don't know if I've ever had to actually do a board penned letter before.
Okay, then learning curve can apply.
Okay, so that'll be social plus learning curve. That'll be dang old 12.
Wow. Yeah. That succeeds. And you pen this letter and send it off, and expect it to be kind of not really taken seriously as your other letters have in the past. But suddenly Alabama, some of your stuff pings with the detective starting to make between the memo that you sent from Elisa Kirk and the letter that Anna Maria sent. You're starting to, your feelers start to ping on some activity.
I send a sunglasses smiley face to Dr. Anna Maria.
full anime eyeglasses glare emoji appears in response. She's like, "You're welcome."
Yeah, that's definitely Alabama being like, "You're so fucking cool." Yeah, that's and definitely finding an excuse to get up and hover near Elisa's office because I want to see if she's freaking out, if anything's going on. You just want to be there to observe. That's been me this whole session. Alabama's just watching things.
You walk past her office as slowly as you can without being conspicuous. And you hear her say, you hear bits of conversation that she's taking credit for the memo that you sent. So she's playing along with it because she has no idea what, the person on the other end of the phone is talking about, but a person in her position can't be caught not knowing something. So she just is playing along with it. And on the way back, you hear her, she's still berating her son for dropping out of the race. But she is playing along with the memo that you sent this morning on pretending to be her.
Okay, I think that calms Alabama a little bit because it means that Elisa, at least to Alabama, it means Elisa doesn't know who it was yet, or like it does, doesn't have any idea. She knows it wasn't her, but she's playing along with, like, she's not causing a big deal, right? Which is what Alabama hoped would happen.
Yep. All right. And with this chaos that you all have sowed, I think that's a good place to stop for tonight's session. And we will pick up there in 2 weeks, because I think we're dark next week because the whole channel.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because the first month is first week of the month
is dark for the whole channel. So we will go around the overlay in reverse order and tell us who you are and where we can find you. And we will start with Angela.
Hello there, everybody. My name is Angela. You can find me over at Phoenix 24 Femme, where I am usually post all manner of gay, trans, and social justice related issues, particularly issues related to ableism and racial justice. In terms of places you can find me throughout the next month, so the month of March, I will be in various places doing interviews and such, promoting what will be coming out in April, my first ever written game, Flame in the Abyss, which is a 3-person GM-less game about loss, grief, memory, and moving on from all of that, or at least taking the first steps. I will probably be doing a devlog posts about the whole process of creating the game throughout the month of March and beyond on that Twitter, and probably be writing a variety of different poems and such that will be going up in places like my Patreon at Philosophem. My partner and I are also involved, although we've kind of been on hiatus for a while. We're looking to probably restart it soon over at Queerly Yours, which is a relationship podcast between myself and my partner, well, my live-in partner, because I have multiple partners. That's a thing, people. And also, you can find me over at places like Utopia, here, well-seasoned stories, and involved in a charity stream over with Marefeather's channel soon, where I'll be running some Slayers over there. If you want to see your gal's work and you really want Slayers stuff, or you want a chapbook inspired by the Slayers Almanac that I was one of the 10 writers for, I'm over there. Just look on Voice of the Phoenix on itch.io. I do a lot of stuff. I'm also going to be involved in a new season for All Nerds Here, launching midway through, the end of March, and writing the themes for that and my own game. I do a lot of things. I don't realize it until I say them all. And I say that exact statement every single time I do one of these. Someone take the wheel. If not Jesus, then Satan or one of you.
It's Theta, not Satan.
Well, Theta take the wheel.
Hi, I'm Theta. I was playing Winona Song. You can find me at One Chitty Bird on Twitter, where I mostly just talk about a whole variety of weird bullshit, mostly science and TTRPGs. This Saturday, you'll be able to find me in a game that was pre-recorded over on Utopia. You'll also be able to find Alyssa. You will also be able to find me more soon. I'm not quite sure exactly when. I think in the next few weeks, releasing like a supplement for Amanda's beautiful xenoarchaeology. I'm writing a short essay on introductory essay on astrobiology. And you can find me playing like TTRPGs and writing shit vaguely on the internet sometimes. I talk a lot about science is the deal. I like science. What can I say?
All right. And Katie.
I am Katie. You can find me on the internet everywhere at Katie Face. I post about what I'm involved in on my Twitter. Coming up though, Saturday at 7 Eastern Standard Time, PM Eastern Standard Time, I'll be over on twitch.tv/Standing Stones Prod, playing a game of Trophy, raising money for Blount County Pride. And then Sunday, I'll be back here on Wandering Society at 2, I believe, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, running a game of For the Queen with some friends of mine. So I'm very excited about that. But anything else I'm doing, like I said, you can find it on my Twitter.
All right. And Ollie.
All right. Hi, I'm Ollie. I just played Antoni, aka Jaime. And you can find me, as I've been told, on Twitter at Cryptid Delta. And most of what I post there is just updates about stuff that I'm doing, which is mostly a couple podcasts. One called Judging Nerd Culture on every podcast app and on YouTube. And another one called Tales from Terra, where we do an actual play of the game that I created, a tabletop game created called Terra Magia. It's available on itch.io for free because I don't know, it just is. And it gets updated more or less regularly because it's nowhere near done. It's playable. And the last thing I want to say is I'm going to be genuinely trying to update some things and put out a service of, hey, if you want your video edited, hit me up. I'm cheap. All right.
All right. And Alyssa.
Find me on Twitter at @adisasterqueer. Other than that, Fridays nights on Dragon Things, you can find me playing Pathfinder, Pirates, Evil, lots of fun, GM'd by the lovely Akanomi Arts. And then, like Theta said, starting on Saturdays, I'm playing in a 5e mini campaign that's super exciting. GM'd by the lovely Lexi, Black Girl Mage. Yeah, fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
All right. And I am Sarah. You can find me on Twitter at Sarah of Swords. Other than here, you can find me on alternate Mondays. So next Monday on So Many Games. think we're now playing at 8 p.m. Eastern, playing in their plane hopping campaign. And my cleric has 8 hit points left out of 79 after the last battle that we had.
Hey, my
And
cleric
so,
in my D&D game took a negative constitution modifier. I feel you. I feel you, friend.
yeah. I took most of that damage in one go, one round. But yeah, so that's where you can find me. And I too am doing a charity game on Mare Feather's channel throughout March. I think the last game on that charity month, because the 30th is basically the second to last day of March. And I am running Lady Blackbird. So enjoy some, come and join us for some steampunk chaos, heist chaos for that. So we are going to raid Weave the Tale. So as soon as our producer hits that button, we are going to raid Weave the Tale, and we will see you not next week, but the week after. Good night.